Yo and hello, everybody. Mike here, baseball collector. Today with a special guest, Mr. Chris Sewell, baseball collector, investor, dealer. How you doing, Chris?
What's going on? Thanks for, Hey.
Thanks for having me. You're welcome.
Yeah, sure.
I'll tell you, my biggest joy of the whole Grail collection thing, which is what we're going to talk about today, has been getting to know you better. I'm being truthful there. I've really enjoyed working with you, and you do things I like the way you do things, and we get along really, or at least in my opinion. You may have a different opinion, but I think it's fun. So
it is very fun. Yeah, no, getting to know you has been cool as well, for sure.
We got a PSA return, just so you know, in case you didn't know.
I did know. Yeah, he told me.
And I think this is the first order in a while for me, vintage-wise. It's all vintage cards. We got a bunch of 30s stuff, and then we have some 60s stuff, some 70s stuff. That, to me, PSA graded all of these fairly, if I'm being transparent.
Okay, I'll take that.
Based on what we saw. We're going to show the cards here in a second, kind of comment on them as we go. But I know the grades. You know the grades.
Yeah.
Yeah, this is, I think I totaled it up. I did a kind of a comps on all the cards. It's about 11 grand worth of cards. So
I know I wasn't thinking this order would be that valuable, but yeah.
But to me, they were worth grading, right? And,
yeah.
And I hope people in the comments or whatever will go, yeah, I would have graded all those. You know, there's a lot of people that just won't grade cards, period. And I get it.
Yeah.
But we have some interesting PSA anecdotes to tell you. I will tell you before I put it over on the slab cam that these are all back to I got an order like last week, and they were the new holders. These are all old holders.
Oh, so, really?
Yes.
Oh, that's interesting.
So the news just broke in the last day or two that they were going back to the old holders. Well, they must have already decided that and then decided a different time to announce it to everyone else, because these are all back in old holders, which you can tell.
I missed that news when that they just announced it. Why?
Because of the little, whatever they call them, the flow lines or whatever that were happening on the new slabs. And the order I got with new slabs didn't have any flow lines. But
yeah, and I had a couple new slab orders that didn't have any issues.
Yeah, but these are all old holders, and you can totally tell once you have the new one in your hand.
They're lighter. The old ones are lighter.
Very easy to tell. And
yeah, so, I liked the new slabs. They were heavier. They felt sturdier, and they were impossible to crack. And those are all things I liked.
Yeah, I agreed. I agree. I liked the new holder a lot, and I was going through them. I'm like, wait, these are old, you know.
Yeah.
In fact, there's still some, like a couple of these have baggies, which I hate the baggie. You'll be able to, I'll point those out as we go through, but are you ready to see the cards? You haven't seen them in person yet. So.
Yeah. Let me tell a 45-second story before that.
Yeah.
So yesterday, Mike calls me, or I don't know if maybe I called you, but I think you called me in the morning saying I have the cards. We have a reveal, one of our orders is back. Go look at the spreadsheet. And I had about 15 minutes to take the call, and we started talking, and then we were going through cards, and I got so into it that I completely forgot that I needed to. I had a call scheduled, and I went like 15 minutes over, and I still hadn't clicked, and it was a collection. It was going to talk with a guy who was selling his collection, and then he texted me 15 minutes, and I was like, oh my gosh! And I jumped off the call, if you remember.
Yes.
And then when I immediately called him and said, I'm so sorry, I lost track of time. I was on another call, and he's like, well, what was your other call about? And I said, oh, I was talking to Mike Moynihan about one of our PSA orders. And he goes, oh man, if you were talking to Moynihan, then I am honored that you are late to my call because you're talking to Moynihan. So that's
wow. Both of our reputations precede ourselves, I guess.
Right. Yeah.
When I was doing a deal for some of these cards have already been sold, which I'll show you guys which ones have already been sold. The guy that bought them is a great friend of mine. And we were talking about, I said, look, I like our deal. Here's my proposal. He agreed. I said, but I do have to run this by Chris, because these are all these cards are yours and mine, right? And they're shared. And then so I said, I got to run it by Chris. And he goes, well, how long do you think that'll, I don't know. We can call him right now. And I three-wayed in. You answered the phone. We did the deal. And he just like, you can just call Chris Sewell like that whenever you want. And I'm like, yeah.
Yeah, it's you and you know,
Texas Snowman.
The Texas Snowman and the Major League Baseball owners. Those are the only guys who I answer the calls.
Otherwise, don't try to call Chris.
Don't bother me. I'm too important.
Exactly.
Yeah.
But I'm excited. This was, to me, a great order. There's a lot of things in here I'm going to talk about those. I have 3 basic piles: keep cards, sold cards, and cards we're going to sell. So that are going to be for sale from Chris and I. And so I'll point those out. You can get in touch with us, leaving a comment, emailing one of us, texting one of us, whatever, and we'll let you know. So you ready to see some cards?
Let's do it. Yeah.
All right. Let's go to the slab cam here. We'll add in the slab cam and we'll make that the only thing we see, because, you know, no one needs to see us. They can hear us still.
Yeah.
They want to see cards. Okay, so Chris, I hate to tell you, we did get the dreaded card inside.
Yeah, 4 of those, right?
Yeah, this should say cards inside, not
cards.
Because there's actually 4. I haven't even taken them out of here yet. So one thing about the Grail collection that you guys may or may not have heard before is we had multiples of lots of really key, awesome cards. And I sent in 3 71 Topps Nolan Ryans. There are 2 here that both came back the dreaded min size required.
Yeah. Did you assume you obviously haven't measured them yet, but does that seem to make sense now that you see them?
Maybe. We'll take a look. I'm building a pile, Chris, of cards I'm going to send to SGC.
Yeah.
Once we kind of we have, how many more orders do we have out? 5 between us?
5 more orders to come back, yeah.
2 for me, with many more cards than even we're showing today. Today's a 41 card order. Yours are all 50 plus. I have 76 and 90 something cards. Mm-hmm. So, but these 2 min size, so these will be going off to SGC, and we'll spin the wheel there and see what happens.
And I think, if I remember, those were both sort of in the 6 range, where that was our guess. Yeah.
Yeah, those would have been in the 6. We got a recolored Earl Averill Diamond Stars, which was, I don't know, hard to tell.
Yeah, I don't know who would have recolored it. I mean, the previous owner definitely didn't.
No. Yeah, these have all sat in a box since probably 72 or something.
Do you see anything on there that suggests recolored?
No, I can't. You can see it pretty well.
I don't know.
Obvious staining and stuff up at the top, but nothing that screams recoloring.
Yeah.
And why would you recolor you know what I mean? All the other diamond stars came back. So
yeah.
So that's going to
SGC. Yeah.
For sure. I'd rather have it in a slab than not.
Yeah.
That'll go in the stack. And then the last Diamond Stars is min size on another Diamond Stars of Pie Trainer. So
yeah, bummer.
Yeah, that's a really sharp card too.
Yeah, I know. No, that's not one of the pinhole ones.
No. Yeah, that'll be going to SGC as well. So I think what we'll do, Chris, I'm going to talk about this with you real time, is, you know, we kind of wait for all these orders to come back. We know we're going to get some of this in probably every order.
Right.
And so we just kind of accumulate a bunch of cards, and maybe we just submit them at the National together as one big lot.
That's a good idea. Yeah.
Well, I have them from time to time. Okay. So the first stack I'm going to show is cards I'm keeping, because I just want to get that out of the way. And dude, this Grail collection has so enhanced my collection. I'm kind of loving it. And we'll start with this bad boy right here. Carl Hubble, 1933 Sport Kings. I think you and I were both thrilled when we saw some Sport Kings cards. There wasn't a root.
Great.
But there's a crease running across there. But it's at 1.5. I mean, this is fairly graded.
Yeah.
1.5 for sure on that. We knew a lot of these were going to be very low grade. Mm-hmm. So when you guys see that doesn't diminish the need to get them graded. They're still worth more graded. For sure.
Yeah. I mean, a card like this, in any grade, you should grade it probably.
Right. Hold on. I got to turn my phone off so the people don't. Oh, hold on. Okay, can you still hear me?
Yeah.
Okay. Back to Carl Hubble. Yeah, great card. Keeping that.
Yep.
Now we're going to get into a whole bunch of Diamond Stars, and this is a Hall of Fame run that I'm working on. And although I'm not crazy about having ones, the fact where we got them and we know where they're from and all that, I'd rather have this than a 4, honestly.
And yeah, and it's the pinhole that makes it a 1, right? Without the pinhole, would it be better than a 1?
It's still a 1. There's another big crease running across there.
Okay.
It doesn't go through the card, but the pinhole's an auto 1, so automatic 1.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. And but the card doesn't look bad. I mean, it's a 1, but yeah, no, it looks nice. It's not like it's disgusting or anything.
And it's card number 1.
And it's card number 1, yeah. And Grove does not have any cards too.
Correct. What is that in a 1? Do you know? What do you think that is?
I got it. Wait, where is it? Lefty. What is it? 30.
Diamond Stars number 1. Card number 1.
Yeah, I'm struggling. Oh, here it is. About $200 card.
Okay, that's still, not cheap for a PSA 1.
Right.
Right. Next card I'm keeping is Mr. Bill Dickey. This is a very fair 2.
Very fair 2. Yeah.
You could make the argument for 2.5, but the corners are obviously very rounded, even dented on that top right corner.
Yeah.
It's
centered well.
High eye appeal. Yeah. These are the kind of cards I love anyway.
Yeah.
Because it keeps the cost down because of the assigned numerical grade, and yet the card has nice eye appeal.
Yeah. That card's about $100 in that grade.
Nice.
Oh, we lost you. Hello? Did we lose you? Your mic's off.
Oh, there we go.
Okay, back.
Sorry.
No
Tell people to stop calling me. It's really
too popular.
But here's Bill Terry, another Hall of Famer, another pinhole card, automatic 1, but a high eye appeal other than that, right?
Yeah. Another Hall of Famer, yeah.
Nice looking card. I love the 30. These Diamond Stars are just the Art Deco, the colors. They're just so cool to me.
They're really nice, and because there was only a sort of 1 year of them, I don't think they're as well known as the the Gaudis and the play balls and stuff. But they're nice looking cards. Yeah,
there was really it's multiple years. I think it's like 34 to 36 or something like that, and you can tell. I have some that are actually 36, and because on the copyright at the bottom, but that's the and the back.
Are they all? I actually don't know this. So they all just sort of clumped into one set though.
Yes.
That continued from 34 to 36. Yeah.
Yeah. All right. This one's beautiful. 3.5 Lloyd Wayner.
There we go. Yeah.
Love it's almost like a rainbow,
Yeah. Another Hall of Famer, right? Oh.
I just need to turn my phone off.
Is it really those are calls that I keep interrupting it?
Yes. Yes.
Mr. Popular. Lloyd Wayner Hall of Famer, right?
Yep. Lloyd and Paul Wayner, both brothers.
That's about $150 or so in that grade.
Nice. Keeper for me. Another thing I love about the Diamond Stars is the different orientations that you can get.
Yeah. Frankie, another Hall of Famer PSA. Is that a pinhole at the top? Is that a pinhole or not?
Yes.
Yeah. Okay. And so for people who don't know, I actually kept, in theory, Mike's supposed to keep 2/3 of the keepers, and I'm supposed to keep 1/3 because he paid more. But I kept some big money cards early, so we're playing catch up on Mike keeping stuff. So he gets sort of first dibs at everything that comes back from here on out.
It's a good, but you got some great cards.
No,
right?
I got some beauties. Yeah.
All right. except Chick Hafey, and all these are Hall of Famers.
These are no longer. These are still keepers for you. Yeah.
All keeper. Yeah. This whole. I'll let you know when I change stacks. But
So
nice looking 3.
I believe Chick Hafey is a couple interesting things. One is if you look, I think it's him. If you look at his career numbers, it's nowhere near Hall of Fame level, and it's curious, like why he got in. But I remember reading about him, and it made sense. But I can't remember the whole story. The other thing is he also has very, very few cards.
There was some nepotism happening in the Hall of Fame back in the 50s and 60s. Okay. But like, I actually think this card might be slightly overgraded. I mean, if you look at that,
I agree. Yeah, the top corners aren't very nice.
Yeah. So
is that a print defect on his hat, like just under his name?
No, that's a print, like a fisheye.
Yeah, that's what. Yeah, okay.
Oh yeah, print defect. Yes.
Yeah.
But I'll take it. I didn't grade it. Not up to me.
Yeah.
So we had the one. So there are multiple Hall of Famers that have several cards in the set. They're the same. They're just numbered differently. Mm-hmm. And Pie Trainer has 2 cards. So at least one of the Pie Trainers came back as, gradable. It wasn't min size like the other one.
Right.
One's a 2. I think the other one's a little bit sharper. It's here, so I can put them side by side. You can see the color, brightness.
Yeah.
And overall registration is better.
Measure it against each other. Does it seem short?
So I'll have to do that later. It doesn't. No, it doesn't seem short. But then again, I'm.
Yeah, you're going through a case, right? Yeah,
but I don't like if. I guess I'd have to put the short one. I don't know. You would think you could see edges if it was short, and it's.
Doesn't feel like it is.
No, certainly within a tolerance, but.
Yeah.
And we know these cards. Nobody trimmed these cards.
No, of course not.
We know the story, and it's like you wouldn't have done that back then. There would be no point.
No.
Next up, Heine Manouche. This is a little bit of a variation. There's a W on his sleeve. There's versions without a W on his sleeve. That came back a 3.
Yeah.
Again, reasonably graded. That's very fair for this card.
Yeah. And he's probably a low end Hall of Famer, about as low end as you can get. Would you say that? But he's not.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. This is what, an $80 card, something like that, maybe.
Yeah. But even in low grade, the Hall of Famers are going to be $100 generally. Yeah. I think he's a little under 100.
This is awesome. Cincinnati Reds, Ernie Lombardi. He also has a variation. You can see his name is spelled Earnie. There's later versions where it's Ernie, correctly spelled. So same card, just different card number, and they fixed the spelling goof. So Yeah, probably.
There's like some famous quote where like Lombardi doubled to left and beat out a single or something.
Yeah. That would be about right. Here's one I'm really excited. This beautiful Carl Hubble.
Yeah.
Love the card. Again, strong eye appeal for the grade. Nice.
So I would. That's about $175 card. I would have actually thought this would be worth more than in a 3. Hubble's definitely not a low end Hall of Famer. He's up there.
He's one of those that I think is criminally underrated in the hobby. If you go read his story and look at his stats, like, oh my gosh, here's a nicer one, a 4 on the Ted Lion.
Yeah.
So that's awesome. I love the White Sox uniform, and again, the colors in the stadium, just awesome.
Yeah.
We got to move a little faster. People are going to hang up on us. Rogers Hornsby. This is a pinhole card right at the top, but it's a Rogers Hornsby. It's pretty. I think this is expensive even in a 1.
Yeah. So, and he's got 2. Yeah, it's probably $200 or so. He's got a manager and a player card, right? And that's the manager, of course. Yeah.
Yeah, he's got another one that's sideways.
Yeah.
That he's fielding or something.
Right.
But this is one of my favorite because this is my first Tony Lazzeri playing days card.
4, nice. That's over $200 in that grade.
Yeah, super sharp.
And he batted right after Gehrig, right? Ruth Gehrig
Yeah.
was there, or was he before Ruth? He might have been added second.
I think he was after, but
he's on Murderer's Row. He played for Murderer's Row.
Murderer's Row. Earl Combs,
yeah,
another Hall of Famer, was on that team. Here's Lloyd's brother Paul. This is a pinhole card.
Oh, I don't see the pinhole. Is it in his
actually hat? I don't see one either. Let's see, why is that a 1? Oh, there's paper loss right there on the edge.
Okay.
On that left edge.
Yeah. Still a strong eye appeal 1, right?
Yeah. I mean, when you have to look really hard.
yeah, to explain it, right.
Yeah, look how clean all the back. I mean, we know these just sat in a box,
Yeah.
For decades. Bucky Harris, Hall of Famer, became a good manager.
Bucky Harris. Yeah. That's probably a little under 100 or so in the grade.
Yeah, look at those colors. Like
sharp.
Yeah.
Bold.
That's what
bold is the right color, the right term for sharp colors.
Yeah, here's the second Bill Dickey. This is card 103. The other one is an earlier numbering, but this one's a 3. The other one was a 2. Let's see if I can find it quickly, because it'll be worth showing there it is. So same picture. Definitely the card on the left is a better looking card and deserves a higher grade. And it got one.
Yeah, clearly.
You know what I mean?
So interesting that the same picture, same image, same everything except the card number.
Yep. Card number 11 and card number 103.
Oh, from 35 and 36. Yeah.
Yep.
Now, the 3 is about $150 for anyone wondering.
Nice. For anyone wondering, I don't know how many people are wondering at this point. Okay, that's all the Diamond Stars we got.
But were you keeping both the Bill Dickeys or no?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I decided to keep both of them.
Nice.
I got some room on my keeper list. So.
Yeah, you do.
So Hank Greenberg, 39 play ball, 1.5. I guess there's I don't know if you can see the slight kind of surface crease there along the corner.
Okay.
But it's almost like, I don't know, like it got squished or something. But again, high eye appeal card, which got it the half grade. It's got the baggie, which I hate the baggie.
The baggie? What do you mean the baggie?
The cellophane along the edge.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, that is annoying.
Don't do that. Just frost the whole thing,
Come on, man. Your PSA.
Clean back. PSA.
Put your stuff together. That's about $125 card. The Greenberg, who also does not have a lot of cards.
Right. This one
this was the weird one, yeah.
It was. We had a bunch of 60 fleers, and John Keating got a bunch of them as a thank you, and we sent a bunch of them. Most of them we sent to Greg Morris, I believe.
Yeah.
This one I wanted to grade just for my personal collection. I was thinking on most of them 6s and 7s, honestly, as we were looking through them.
Yeah.
And this one came back at 2, and I was like, what the heck? And I couldn't really tell from the scans, but when I got it back down here in the yellow, it's almost like a drop of oh wait, there it is. You see it in the yellow?
I mean, sort of. It doesn't look like much. Just a dimple.
Yeah, exactly, like a dimple, and it goes through the card. It's on the back too. It's almost like somebody either set it on something, but there's a little dimple right where my thumb is there.
All right. I mean,
but there you go. That's what makes a 2, I guess. Other than that, I couldn't find anything wrong with it. It looked really sharp.
Really? There's no surface wrinkle on the back or nothing?
No.
So
everything else is pretty clean.
Seems like a harsh 2. Yeah.
Well, it's not an expensive card anyway, but
right.
I'm just glad to have one. Here's the biggest card that I'm keeping. No, maybe, this is probably the biggest one. The Pete Rose rookie. We actually had 2 of these. You'll see another one in a minute. But card I've been after for a long time, man.
It's also Ken McMullen's rookie.
It is. And Pedro Gonzalez and Al Weiss.
Yeah.
But on the back, the mark is that There's one up here by the number, and
Okay.
one right there, almost like a dirt mark, or
it's not a pen mark, is it?
no, it's more like just a smudge, like a.
Are you sure it's not? So if you look at the word Weiss for Al Weiss, and there's like a streak going upper right from it. Is it
I
that?
see that.
That almost looks like a pencil mark. No.
It's a mark of some kind for sure.
Yeah.
And man, my point is, it's accurately got a qualifier. That's fine.
Yeah.
But the eye appeal on the front is solid, right? I mean,
yeah. I mean, well, soft centered, and the upper corners are soft, but yeah, 4MK seems right.
Yeah. So yeah, got one of those. That's going to be in the PC. Thrilled about this one. A little 64 stand-up mantle.
Nice.
My first stand-up in my collection. Why not have mantle? And you got one of these in your order.
I did. I got a 3 in mine.
You got a 3. Yeah.
So the mantle on a 4 is like an $800 card, right there. Yeah.
Yeah. And the rose is what, $900 or so?
Rose is around 900. Yeah.
So 2 awesome ones there. And then I kept this 68 rose, came back in a 7.
Yeah, okay. It's off center pretty significantly, but other than that, is it really sharp? I guess it's really sharp everywhere else.
It's only a 7 because of the centering.
Okay. Like everything else, everything else is mint quality.
Yeah, it's nice.
Okay. It's about a $200 card.
And yeah, I love it.
Yeah. So these all like this will replace the 68 rose you currently have?
Don't have one. It's my first one.
You literally don't have one. Okay, so all these are filling in holes.
Yeah, they're just additions, you know.
Oh, I guess Rose is not a Hall of Famer. Do you still do Rose?
I've kind of started doing a Rose inadvertently, you know. Just someday I think he'll get in, and you know.
Yeah.
All right. These are cards that the next stack is cards we've already sold.
Yeah.
And so one buyer bought all of these, so we're not going to tell you the price. We're just going to tell you we did a fair deal. But Newt Rockney, man, you don't see that card very often, do you?
No, he doesn't have many cards at all. And again, the Sport King set is so cool because it crosses across different sports. Obviously baseball, football, and this is the first set with basketball cards, or one of the first sets, and a bunch of other sports. But Newt Rockney, it's a legendary dude in the football world.
Love it. Red Grange.
Speaking of legendary dudes in the football world.
Right. And I think it's his rookie. It's got to be his rookie card. I mean, I would think.
I can't think of what card he would have before that.
Both those you can see the pin marks. The pinhole. Yeah.
Yeah.
But and fairly graded, you know, but a high eye appeal. Do pinholes bother you?
Yes.
Okay, fair enough.
Because I mean, for me, it's like altered in a way. Somebody's altered it.
Right. How about National Chickle?
Dutch 35. Clark, and that's card number 1, and he's a Hall of Famer, so that's a couple of bonuses on that.
Yeah, but it's got a pinhole, so you can't have it.
Yeah,
you would. But still cool.
Yeah, very cool.
I'm actually happy because the guy that bought these is a collector.
Yeah,
and a friend. Look at that. That's so cool.
Great.
It looks
great
a lot.
Great image.
Yeah, totally great image, you know.
And also a Hall of Famer, Cliff Battles here. So 1935 would have been like before the forward pass, basically. So I'm trying to see the image in the background. Are they like running the ball?
Right. So cool. But very, Diamond Stars looking back, made by the same company.
Right.
You got Diamond Stars and Football Stars. So just cool, iconic set.
Mm-hmm.
How about Jackie Robinson, 56 in a 4?
He could play.
He was pretty good. High eye appeal card here. Great registration, great image. Oh, the surface is awesome. You got some corners and centering issues that probably bring down the numerical grade, but it wouldn't have surprised me if this was a 5 or 5.5, but it got a 4.
Yeah, we've talked about this, I'm sure, but a lot of people care about centering the most. I care about surface the most. Is
I
that how
care
you?
about image, the
Oh,
registration,
yeah,
and
that's what I mean. Surface, image, whatever, all that stuff.
yeah, me too. I would take this card in a second if I didn't already have it in my collection.
Yeah.
Would be happy to own that one. Okay. The other Rose rookie came back a straight 2, no qualifier, and you can see the obvious
crease in the upper right.
Yeah, it's more like it was folded over at one point or something. But, you know, the rest of the card looks really, really good. The back is clean.
Yeah.
But that's the reason for the 2.
Yeah.
But there's people that would buy this card because they can't afford a higher grade, and you just take what you can get with a 2. You try to find the best eye appeal. That would sell quickly, I would imagine, if it was for sale.
Sure. Oh yeah, Pete Rose rookie's always in demand.
We had another 68 Rose. This one came back a 5.
Okay.
And my buddy wanted that, so he got that. Another same centering problem, right?
Same centering problem. Yeah. Is what's worse about the one on the left than the one on the right? Maybe a touch of a slant cut on the left.
Yeah, slight scent. Yeah, definitely. It's thinner down here than up here.
Yeah.
The colors are more vibrant here, and the corners are sharper over here. So, yeah, so when you
think those were both graded appropriately?
I do, and I think it's cool to have multiples of the same card, because then you can go, oh, I thought this was a whatever, and then you look at the one that is that grade, and you go, oh yeah, this one's better, or whatever. So that's pretty cool. The last card that's been sold already is this Nolan Ryan, the one that did come back, okay, not min size, and it got a 6.
Yeah, and I remember all 3 were very similar in condition.
Yes.
Yeah.
Typical chipping on 71, although I would argue this was probably the sharpest of the 3. And I'm glad it got graded in a 6. Is solid. It's a couple $100 card, I would guess.
Yeah, something like that.
So, all right. So that's that stack. These are for sale. So if you waited this long, get to see what you could potentially buy. And again, if something interests you, let us know. Leave a comment. We'll give you emails, whatever. 33 Gaudy Heine Manouche. Another that we saw his Diamond Star earlier. This got a VG3.
Yeah, Manouche and his the Gaudy is going to be a little more popular than the Diamond Stars, just because it's a more famous set. I think this is about $150 card or so in a 3.
Nice. Then we got another 33 Gaudy. The Hack Wilson is a very popular card.
Yeah, he has almost no cards, and he still owns the single season RBI record to this day, which is pretty incredible. This is a much more expensive card, again, mainly because he just doesn't have a lot of cards. So there's not a lot of alternatives if you want a Hack Wilson card. This is like an $800 card in this grade.
Nice. Okay, and then you mentioned that Sport Kings had basketball cards. There's one.
Yeah.
Nat Holman.
Am I right in saying it's the first set to feature basketball cards? I feel like that might not be right. But I
wish I could tell you.
Yeah,
I'm going to just believe you.
I don't think Nat Holman is anybody notable. But again, it's, I don't know how many basketball players were in this set, but it's not many. And, this is essentially one of the first basketball cards there is.
And you can see the obvious creasing up there that makes this a 1. Fairly graded.
Sure. Yeah.
And we knew that. All right. The next 3 are all the same card. 70 tops. Again, we had multiples of a lot of them. And I kind of said at the beginning, I'm like, God, if these don't get 8s, like, I'm just going to quit grading. I don't know what I'm talking about. But,
oh, well, all right. You're quitting, aren't you? 7.
I'm quitting grading.
Where's the stain on that thing?
I thought I found it on the back somewhere, but.
Oh, come on. They give you this a stain? Where's the stain?
I'm looking. Hold on. I don't know.
Where's the stain?
I don't know.
Okay.
I don't know.
All right.
Grader's notes.
Yeah.
Too bad we sent this at the wrong service level. But
yeah, okay.
Maybe that's a crack and resubmit. I don't know.
Yeah, I mean it's a cheapo in that grade. It's 25 bucks type of thing. Similar to this one, probably about 25 bucks in a 6.
All right, I'm really quitting grading because
yeah, you said it. You're done.
I'm 0 for 2. But look, I mean, sharp, clean back.
I mean, it looks better than a 6 from here, but I'm looking at it through a computer screen, so
that's true. All right, 1 for 3.
All right, 1 for 3. There we go. And that's a solid card. It's over $100 in an 8.
Yeah, I was hoping to pull a 9 because they're over $1,000 bucks.
Yeah, they jump up quick from an 8 to a 9 in this set, and then even quicker from a 9 to a 10.
But we want, you know,
want.
But we got 3 of them. So,
but I mean, still think about it. The eight alone covers the grading fees and still leaves room for profit. Yeah,
on all 3 of them.
Oh, right. The 8 alone. Yeah.
All right, here's the card I was most excited to see. Are you ready? Because this one blew me away when I saw the grade. I'm just going to show it.
Yeah, this was our one big hit of the order. I mean, like
for sure.
Yeah, right. 72 Mays. It's his second to last year. PSA mint 9. That's an easy 4-figure card.
Yeah, 1,300 or so is what I looked at it up.
Yeah,
I think it's fairly like, it's accurately graded. Honestly, if it wasn't a touch off center top to bottom, 10 wouldn't have surprised me.
It looked like it looked a touch off center left to right, but again, I'm looking through a computer screen, so I don't know if that's.
I think it's a touch. It's within range of a 10, though, I would say. And remember the things that hold the card in also kind of jack with the perception on the centering. But man, that was and I got the notification that the grades were ready 2 days after Willie Mays died.
Oh, interesting.
And it was like, oh, well, that was appropriate. But this is a huge card. Excited that we got this, 9. Population, I think, is 270 on 9s with, can't remember how many higher, 30-something, 40-something maybe, if I remember right.
I would have thought less. It's that many 10s out there.
Yeah, but probably graded a long time ago. Like, honestly, if this was graded 5 years ago, this might be a 10.
Yeah, or if it was graded in like 2003, it would be an 11.
Right. But that's somebody needs a Willie Mays 72 Tops PSA 9 for their collection. Let us know.
Yeah.
But man, overall, I was happy. I got a lot of cards. So we did this will be our last point. So Chris, this was 41 cards. We did it on the value bulk. We paid $17.99 a card, $18.99 a card, maybe.
Yeah.
With a $500 threshold.
Max declared value of 500.
Exactly. How many, if you were to guess, we have how many cards over that threshold?
I'll tell you, it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. There were 7, including let's say 6 of them that are like well over, like 800 and up.
Do you want to guess how many upcharges we got?
Well, I know it was 0, but sorry to ruin the game.
Yeah, that wasn't very. You got to play up to your audience.
Yeah, true.
But no upcharges, right? People, I hear a lot of people complaining about upcharges, and I don't like them either. I think it's silly. I don't think they should do it at all. But when Nat Turner, when I interviewed him, he said, we don't upcharge as much as people think. And this is a case in point. We had 7 cards that they could legitimately say, hey, sorry, this card is worth more than the $500 max declared value. We're going to upcharge you. And we got 0 of those. Right. And it's not because it was me or Chris or whatever. They don't know me from Shiola,
Yeah. And right. And again, a lot of them are way over. Like, this is a $1,300 card. It did not get upcharged. And it's a very easy comp. Like, it's not like you could argue it's not $500. There's lots of sales showing that it's in that range.
Right. I'm going to put us back on. We can talk a minute. I'll leave.
Yeah, there. I think you're on.
I got you.
Yeah.
Better?
Yeah.
Yeah, so no upcharges. So, you know, why didn't they upcharge? I don't know.
I mean, my experience is, oh, my voice is echoing. I don't know if that's my experience with upcharges is they very, very rarely do it, and it's only in like extreme cases. So I totally understand the argument that people have that they hate it. It just never really bothered me because it just almost never comes into play, and when it does, it's very extreme.
Because we did have it happen with the Christy Mathewson T205, but we thought it was a $1,500 card. It was a $7,500 card. That's a significant difference.
Right.
So
that was an extreme case. Yeah.
Right. It was an extreme case. In these minor cases where it's a few $100s, even the Maze at $1,300, that's $800 over. They could have easily upcharged us for that.
Yeah.
They didn't. So I don't know what that says or what that's a testimony for.
It says if you're not in a hurry, just send everything in at the low level.
Yeah. And if you get upcharged, so, you know, you should have. Yeah, we weren't.
Yeah. Right.
Yeah, you may not get upcharged. You think you need to put it in this service level because of the value. Why not?
Yeah, no, actually, now that I think about it, I think I made a mistake with that. I put one of our orders. I think it was only like a 6-card, 7-card order, but I put one of our orders in. Maybe didn't even need to do those. Could have put them in the regular service level, and probably none get upcharged. Maybe one does, and it just would have been cheaper overall.
Yeah, live and learn. I'll teach you a few things about grading, Chris. Don't worry.
Yeah, please.
I actually remember you doing that. I was like, why is he doing those?
Oh, really? Oh, you didn't call me on it on the spot.
No, I was trusting you, you know.
Yeah.
I'll never do that again. Yeah. I thought, okay, you know, we got him back faster, but it turned out to probably not matter, but
yeah,
no biggie.
Yeah.
It's just money.
So
yeah, are you overall pretty happy?
Yeah, no, it's great. Really great. Like you know, you've seen that I've had a couple of really, really bad orders lately with PSA Vintage. I just got hammered. It wasn't the case. I wouldn't say that was the case at all with this one. There weren't really any puzzlers. Maybe the Fleer Garrig, but other than that, not really any puzzlers. But this is probably a slightly easier order to grade overall because a lot of them were like you know, guaranteed ones.
Yeah.
But yeah, I thought the order was pretty good.
Yeah. Well, you've got 2 or 3 orders all in assembly, or 2 in assembly or something?
All 3 are in assembly, yeah.
3 are in assembly. I've noticed that assembly is taking forever, like a week and a half.
Okay.
When assembly used to be a day.
Yeah.
You know.
Right.
It seems like they're getting cards graded and they just kind of sit there waiting for the assembly crew to catch up or to get to them. And okay.
Yeah.
But so in the next week, you should probably have multiple grades.
Yeah, they're all due like the first few days of July. So I would expect within, let's say, 2 weeks, I'll have all 3 of them.
Dude, I'm excited to see what those, because you and I were looking during our conversation yesterday at the stuff we still have out there. It's a lot of great stuff.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm so excited to see it come back and finally get to where we can start moving some of this other stuff that you and I don't need for our personal collections and get them out to other collectors. You know, that's the whole point.
Absolutely. Yeah.
Well, thanks guys for watching. Thanks, Chris, for coming on. I know you like PSA reveals just as much as I do. So
they're fun.
Never bad to look at cards. So thanks everybody for watching, and let us know down below in the comments if you're interested in that last stack, any of those cards that you're interested in buying. We'd love to talk to you about it. Take care and keep collecting.
Thanks, guys. Yeah.